Freedom of expression is our most valuable human right as gender-critical feminists. Without freedom of expression, we are unable to fight for any other rights. Without freedom of expression, we are unable to fight for sex-segregated spaces or sex-segregated sports. Without it, we are unable to speak out against the medicalization, sterilization, and mutilation of our youth. And without it, we are unable to challenge existing legislation that increases the vulnerability of women and children and harms our human dignity. And without freedom of expression, we will be unable to protest against any future legislation that threatens our autonomy as women and as a female sex-based class. This is not just a challenge, but also an excellent opportunity to introduce Women's Declaration International Canada to our federal lawmakers. Bill C-11 is written in such a way that we can critique it based solely on the exclusion of women's sex-based rights, without having to fight against another marginalized group of people. That would be a benefit to our reputation. My hope is that we can establish WDI Canada as a respected women's advocacy group that the government refers to when seeking public consultations on matters concerning women's rights in Canada. In closing, I would like to urge Canadian women to move beyond merely recognizing and calling out the shortcomings of our government. As feminists, we must communicate directly with our government through engagement in public consultations, writing letters to our members of Parliament, to our senators, and to the committees involved in legislation and policy creation. We must unlearn our tendency towards learned helplessness and not wait for leadership to guide us. Instead, we must recognize the need to adapt to new challenges, even if that requires learning new skills. We must discover the potential of how we can contribute both as individuals and together in maintaining our collective status as a sex-based class.